What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to give you the ultimate shoulder workout to build bigger, broader shoulders. If you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. When training the shoulders, you have to first take into consideration the anatomy of the muscle. The shoulders can be divided up into three main regions. The anterior deltoid focuses on shoulder flexion or raising of the arm above your head. The lateral deltoid primarily works on shoulder adduction, so raising your arm out to the side. And lastly, the posterior deltoid, which focuses on horizontal shoulder abduction. Many scientific studies indicate that the shoulder muscle itself is actually perfectly divided up between type 1 or slow twitch muscle fibers and type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers, which essentially means that for overall better development, you have to train your shoulders in higher rep ranges and also lower rep ranges with heavier weight. When training the front delt, it is going to be the easiest area to develop in your shoulders because it is going to be active in any pressing motion, whether it is a vertical or horizontal press. Placing the shoulder press at the top of the list for overall front delt development. This exercise can be performed in many different variations, such as using a barbell or dumbbell and performing them either seated or standing. EMG studies have found that there's going to be more activation of the lateral head during the dumbbell variation. But I would recommend to have a variety of both barbell and dumbbell shoulder press throughout your workout routine. Now, although there is going to be some activation of the lateral head during the dumbbell shoulder press and barbell shoulder press, it isn't going to be significant enough to truly develop the lateral head. So rather, you should be focusing on exercises that actually isolate the lateral head from the front delt and focus on actual shoulder abduction, making the lateral raise the optimal exercise for overall development of the lateral delt. Because this exercise is a single joint isolation movement with a long lever arm, we want to be using lighter weight and focusing on rep ranges from 10 to 30 reps. Now, when performing this exercise, many lifters allow their ego to get in the way and try using heavier loads, which results in form breakdown. So you must put your ego to the side and focus on the mind-muscle connection to the lateral head. Where at the peak of the raise, you want to focus on internally rotating your palms by raising your pinky slightly higher than your thumb, forcing a higher isolation of the lateral delt. Now, there are multiple variations to this exercise where you can be using a cable, such as the Egyptian cable raise, or you can even be using the dumbbell seated or standing. Lastly, the most neglected portion of the shoulder is going to be the rear delt. Now, many lifters, including myself, have neglected the actual development of the rear delt while still focusing on developing their other two heads. Now, the main issue with this is that because they haven't been training their rear delt, there is going to be an imbalance in their shoulder development. The biggest reason why it is going to be the lagging piece is because, one, it is the smallest portion of the shoulders, and also it is going to be essentially inactive during any pressing motion. So you have to train this muscle with certain isolation exercises to truly develop it. The number one isolation exercise for the rear delts is going to be the reverse pec deck, where studies have found that there is almost 90% EMG activation when performing this movement. Where just like the lateral raise, you must be training this movement at a higher rep range of 10 to 20 reps with lighter loads. Now, there are similar horizontal abduction exercises such as the reverse flies that can be performed with either cables and or dumbbells. The main difference that the front delt has to the side and rear delt is that the front delt actually does not need isolation workouts to develop them. Rather, you should be focusing on using compound horizontal and vertical pressing exercises to develop your front delt. While the side and rear delts are going to need around 16 to 22 weekly sets of isolation work for intermediate and advanced trainees for maximum development, where I would recommend to be training them between 2 to 4 days a week depending on your recovery levels. Focusing on progressive overload through 1, incrementally increasing weight, 2, perfecting your form, and 3, focusing on the mind-muscle connection when performing those exercises. Thank you for watching the video. In the description, I'm going to list all of the exercises that I showed you today with the targeted reps and sets. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. I'll see y'all in the next one.